Good afternoon. Well, it's sunny again today. We'll start off with the weather report. I always give you a weather report. It's a bit chilly, but there you go. We're going into winter now. But I have got some very exciting news. We have Billy Heseltine here, who did the run from Tower of London all the way to the Eiffel Tower. Now, I've congratulated him enough and I've given him enough compliments, and so he's agreed now to be interviewed for me. So over to you, Billy. This is Billy.
Hello.
And tell me, let's go from the start. I mean, when you first heard from your friend or your cousin Danny that he wanted to run from Tower of London to the Eiffel Tower, what did you think? What went through your mind?
Well, I was at the pub and I had had a couple beers, and he messaged me and asked if I wanted to run to Norfolk, and I thought it was a bit boring. And he came up with the idea of running to Paris, and because I'd had a couple beers, I was like, yeah, let's run to Paris. And I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh God, what have I signed myself in for? But it was a good trip.
Okay, so when you started running, there was a lot of people seeing you off. I mean, I remember looking there and seeing people waving pieces of paper. What was on the paper there that they were?
There were messages, like...
Oh, messages?
Yeah.
Wishing you luck?
Yeah, good luck messages. And,
oh, how nice. And they all ran after you when you started?
Yeah. So that was all of our friends and family. We're very lucky that they all came down.
But I imagine getting out of London must have been difficult because there's a lot of people around there. It's a weekend and traffic. It's not like running a marathon where you have a clear run. I mean, there you must have been dodging in and out of people.
Yeah, I mean, inner London was fairly busy, but we were kind of lucky because London's got a lot of paths, like a lot of pavement. But as soon as you get outside of London, you're running on roads and stuff like that, so it becomes a bit more dangerous in terms of you're not dodging people, you're dodging cars. So it was,
it must have been nice to get out of London and get into Surrey, and then. But, I mean, there were a few towns you went through there. You went through Sutton, didn't you? Sutton, Croydon, Colston, through there. I mean, when I looked at the route there, I thought, oh my God, I can't believe you're running this all in one day. I mean, I've done that trip several times by car.
Yeah.
I can't think that I could have run all the way to Crawley. But when you're in the middle of your run there on the way to Crawley, and you thought, oh, I'd be glad to get to Crawley, were you thinking that, my God, I've got another 4 days of this?
Well, we had a lot of energy on the first day, I think. So, I mean, spirits were high, and I think we were just aiming to get to Crawley. So once we got there, it wasn't too much like we were like, oh, I can't believe we've got another 4 days. I think probably around the third day, when we had the least amount of energy, we were kind of like, oh, we've still got a long way to go. But on the first day, energy and spirit was high. So we were all happy.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And I mean, when you get to Crawley, did you have a luxury hotel and had a bed and thought, oh my God, this is great, steak and chips?
Well, we had a really small Airbnb in Crawley, and we were all really wet because it was rained that night. So we were all really, like, I don't know. It was
you
all
had no change of clothes?
Yeah, we had change of clothes, but it was like we got into the Airbnb, everyone was soaking wet. It was a really small room. The heater was on, so it was really like humid and moist in the air. It was kind of a weird atmosphere because obviously 4 blokes that were very wet.
I think if I was doing that, I want a bit more luxury at the end.
Wow.
But then you had to get up and do the second leg to get down to the New Haven onto the ferry. So you started off the second day. How were you feeling the second day? Were you feeling as confident?
Yeah, second day was a little bit different. Our legs were a little bit sore, and we started off at like a much slower pace. But as the day went on, I think we got confidence was growing as the day went on. I think it was most hard during the morning, and then I think as the day went on, we met up with Phoebe and Amisha. And that we kind of had good spirits at that point. And then when we got to New Haven, it was a big, we're going to leave the UK now. So
it must have been nice to get across the what is it, Bristol Channel?
I'm not sure.
Across the Bristol Channel, get on the ferry, because then, while you were in France, I guess, it was all new, so it was a bit more interesting.
No, definitely.
But while you're running through there, you must have passed areas where there are a lot of French people. Did they all look at you and give you a little bit of cheer and a G up?
Yeah, when we stopped to get food and stuff, sometimes you get some French bloke come up to you and ask what you're doing in French, and we'd have no idea what they were saying, but we'd try and communicate with our broken French. But they were always like, yeah, they were excited to see what we were doing.
There was no one shouting "Vive l'Anglais."
Oh, no, I don't.
Well, you're getting on. Then you were getting on to say the third day. You must have been getting tired. And how about you had your friend was seasick?
Yes, yeah, no, it was really bad luck. I mean, when we were on the ferry, we were all kind of going, like, I hope we're not seasick. And then 10 minutes later, Dan was seasick, and yeah, it kind of took him out for the day. Because the third day was the hardest day, because we got off the ferry at 3:30 and we still had 50k to run. So we were running through the night. That was me and Danny.
I remember looking, while I was tracking you, I remember looking at it, and it was dark outside, and I'm thinking, a few poor guys there soaking wet, running through the dark to get to somewhere to put your head down.
Yeah.
But you made it there, and you had a hard run. I think on the fourth day must have been the toughest.
Yeah, I think fourth was the toughest in terms of, me and Danny got in late and we didn't drink a lot of food or eat a lot of, well, drink a lot of water and eat a lot of food. So the fourth day we were very kind of tired. I think I phoned my mum like in the evening. I was very low energy. But yeah, after the fourth day it was kind of like we knew we were going to do it, because we only had one long run left, and then we were in Paris.
And then you got up on the last day knowing that you were going to get to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
That must have been a terrific feeling that, there was no way then that you were not going to get there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, it was nice to get into Paris as well, because it was all of a sudden, we'd been in rural France where there was like nothing around for ages, and then all of a sudden we were in a big city. We could see the Eiffel Tower in the distance, and we knew we were going to make it. It was very...
I was going to ask you that, if you could see the Eiffel Tower from a distance from Rabanne, and how long after you've seen the first part of the Eiffel Tower, how much further did you have to run?
I think it was around 5k out that we saw it, and at that point we were kind of pretty relaxed, like we were going at our own pace. We actually had to hold back the pace a bit, because Mum and everyone that was going to meet us in France were kind of like, oh, you're going to be there too early, so we had to kind of slow down a bit. But yeah, it was nice to come in at our own pace. And
you all made a good finish coming in, all four of you. I watched that, and I watched the people around you. Everyone was getting so excited there, and I think you were smothered when you got in with people hugging.
Yeah.
And seeing the sightseers also, there were people there, holidaymakers I guess, and sightseers, wondering what was going on, but they were all kind of looking and thinking, what is it, and some of them I could see were cheering as well.
Yeah.
So, Billy, thank you very much. I really appreciate you talking to us. Well done, congratulations again, and thank you for giving me this interview.
Yeah, cheers for having me.
I'll sign off now. That was my most interesting video to date, so hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you tomorrow.